for iOS and Android.
Mike Kehoe outlines priorities as he becomes the new Missouri governor. Plus, local reaction as TikTok users prepare for the possibility the video platform could disappear from the App Store. And
as fires continue to burn in Los Angeles, fire crews prepare to battle extreme wind conditions again. I'm Laura Hafley with the firefight and the law enforcement effort to stop looters from taking advantage of tragedy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri has a new governor as Mike Kehoe is sworn into office. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Kehoe this afternoon gave his inaugural address from the steps outside the Missouri Capitol in Jefferson City. The new Republican governor focused on 4 priorities: public safety, economic development, agriculture, and education. Kehoe, who had served 2 terms as lieutenant governor, says he'll share his in-depth plans during his State of the State address later this month. We're going to hear from Kehoe tonight on KOAM News at 6. You can also see Kehoe's entire inaugural address at KOAMNewsNow.com or through the KOAM Plus app. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment is working with the city of Galena, Kansas to figure out what's the smell. According to the mayor, officials are meeting with KDHE on Friday. They're not sure yet what the investigation will look like. This all comes after numerous resident complaints about a sulfur smell, particularly in the area north of 4th Street. The mayor told KOAM's Melissa Alexis this afternoon that the smell could potentially be related to the landfill, although no one is certain just yet. Previously, KDHE said the smell wasn't likely coming from the landfill. They've confirmed there are no violations relating to the landfill. Bald eagles are making their way to Missouri, according to the Missouri Department of Conservation. Show Me State has become one of their favorite places to nest, thanks to its vast rivers, lakes, and wetlands that provide a steady source of food. In fact, more than 2,000 bald eagles are reported in Missouri this winter season.
Are here year-round in the 4-state area, so there are some nesting pairs, and so they'll raise young here, stay here year-round. But there's also in the winter some bald eagles that come from northern Missouri or even further north, because our waterways, most of them stay open year-round, so it provides a constant source of food for them. So they'll come down and spend winters here, and then come summer they'll go back up north.
Scalyx says it's illegal to tamper with a bald eagle's nest. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, today temperatures got into the low 30s. This is going to be our coldest day this week. Our low this morning was in the lower teens, so we are well below average, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than we should be this time of year, but it doesn't last long because we are in store for quite a warm up as we head into the rest of the week. Now, temperatures are still about 33 degrees. Winds are calm, so we don't have a bad wind chill this afternoon. We're looking pretty good. Clear skies continue. Temperatures drop down to 25 degrees tonight, which is about 10 degrees warmer than they got last night, but still pretty cold. Now, winds are going to be out of the south. Outside of this, nothing much going on this week other than our big warm up. And I can tell you temperatures are warming up to the 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the 50s by Thursday and Friday. I'm going to have a full forecast coming up.
See you soon. The death toll from the California wildfires is now up to 24 people as the Los Angeles area braces for more heavy winds. Officials say 92,000 people in Los Angeles County are under evacuation orders. Laura Hafley reports from Los Angeles.
Firefighters from Napa joined the battle in Southern California, helping hose down a house engulfed in flames from the Palisades fire Sunday. An estimated 75% of the Pacific Palisades is wiped out. Only scorched earth remains, and with red flag warnings up through Wednesday. Officials say high winds combined with low levels of humidity will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County critical.
We are not in the clear as of yet, and we must not let our guard down.
And city officials say they've strategically positioned engine strike teams and task forces to respond rapidly to any new fire that breaks out.
As crews continue to tackle hotspots, authorities say more than 24 people are missing, the majority in the Eaton fire area. The sheriff's department is asking residents for their patience as they search for victims.
People are saying, I just want to go look at my house and I want to see what's left. We know that, but we have people literally looking for the remains of your neighbors.
In hard-hit Altadena, one resident came back to find his home of 40 years survived.
And after 40 years, you know, you got a lot of stuff you forget about that would disappear if the house burned down. So we were thankful that it didn't.
At the Pasadena Convention Center, which is serving as a shelter, FEMA workers helped survivors register for assistance.
I'm sure it hasn't been an easy time, but, you know, I'm glad you're here, right?
And even though evacuations are still keeping some schools closed, Los Angeles Unified School District reopened most schools Monday. Laura Haithley, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The LA County District Attorney says dozens of people have been arrested for looting since the fires began. And officials say they're also trying to crack down on price gouging and scams. Still ahead, help from Guardian Angels.
Customized wheelchairs can vastly improve quality of life, but are a costly expense. I'm Cristian Benavides in Miami with the Angel helping those in need.
Plus, what we're learning about the link between fiber and infection resistance. Those stories next in Health Watch.
Attention homeowners.
622-4072.
Topping today's Health Watch, eating more fiber protects your body from infections. A study by the University of Cambridge found by eating more vegetables, whole grains, and beans, our body grows more healthy bacteria in the gut and reduces the amount of dangerous bacteria. This could help protect us from everything from E. coli to pneumonia. Men are more than 3 times more likely than women to die from traumatic brain injuries. The study by the Taylor and Francis group found older adults were the most at-risk group for experiencing a TBI, with falling being the biggest risk. Traumatic brain injuries make up a quarter of all injury-related deaths in the U.S. Wheelchairs can cost tens of thousands of dollars, which puts them out of reach for many people who really need them. Well, now a man in Florida is teaming up with organizations not only providing enormous discounts, but also making custom chairs for specific needs. Cristian Benavides has more.
Forward a little bit. For many in the disabled community, Angel Pardo is a man who lives up to his name.
We've been doing custom wheelchairs for the last 40 years. It's all I've done most of my adult life.
It empowers us to be more independent.
Last month, Florida resident Gabriel Vergara, who has muscular dystrophy, received one of his wheelchairs. Pardo and his team build the custom chairs, from monster trucks to superhero themes, with a typical cost of about $40,000, out of reach for most people with disabilities.
It changes their life completely. The people that receive these chairs would otherwise not be getting one.
Vergara's customized wheelchair came at no cost, thanks to a partnership between Pardo's DMR Wheelchairs and the Daryl Gwynn chapter of the Bonnie Conti Fund to Cure Paralysis.
By giving this wheelchair, he was able to, to have this smile on his face, and then now he's hoping to be able to get back into the workforce and continue his rehabilitation. That's priceless.
Vergara says as his disease progresses, he's grateful for his new wheelchair, something he could never afford on his own.
To have a more sense of living, to improve the quality of our life, and to be a more productive member in society.
He's a very deserving person. It was very rewarding to see him get this chair that makes such a difference in his life.
Pardo also gives a year of fittings and maintenance free to all recipients. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Now, through the wheelchair program partnership and donations, Pardo was able to continue to do his work. And that is a look at today's health stories. A little bit later, companion robots.
Meet Melody, a real-life robot, one of the many AI companions here at CES in Las Vegas. I'm Andres Gutierrez.
And I will have that story coming up.
And we have quite a warm-up in the forecast. I'm going to talk about that coming up.
We're here to help.
Well, today was our coldest day that we're going to see this week. We can go ahead and take a look outside. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. You can see A lot of snowfall has melted, even though today temperatures really only reached right above freezing across the area. We had a lot of sunshine and it was overall a decent day. Temperatures tonight are going to continue to drop down into the mid-20s. That's still 10 degrees warmer than it was last night. And we also have clear skies all night long. So overall, again, pretty nice winter night. Now we do have a system moving in later on this weekend. Currently, it's a cutoff low that's going to be out in the west. We are seeing a ridge until then, so we're also going to see that warm up continue all the way through Friday. So taking a look, we have our trough off to the east as the cutoff low pressure continues to shift off to the west and our eastern low pressure pulls away. We're going to see a nice little ridge building in the area over the next couple of days. That starts mostly on Wednesday. We've got another shortwave trough moving in Tuesday night. It's going to drop our temperatures for Wednesday morning, but we warm right back up to the 40s. And then by Thursday, you can see we're right in the middle of this ridge, this warm up that's going to build over the area. That continues until Friday. So temperatures are going to reach 50 to even possibly 60 degrees by Friday before our shortwave trough, or our little low pressure system that's cut off out there, rejoins with the upper level flow and then continues to shift off to the east. That is going to be coming in later on this weekend. A lot could happen with this. Now, since it's a cutoff low, there are a lot of variables that go into how it will rejoin with the upper level flow and then shift eastwards. So there are still low confidence chances on the amount of precipitation that we're going to get or the type. We do know for a fact we are going to see cooler weather starting on Saturday, maybe even a few rain showers, but that low pressure system, that cold front, develops a little bit further east, and that's been consistent, so we may not see a lot of rain chances with that, but as that front develops over our area, we could see some pop-up showers. Now, as it pushes off to the east, on the tail end of it, we have a little possible snow shower that's going to be passing as well. That's going to be late Saturday night and into early Sunday morning that we could see some snow chances. Not expecting a lot with this if we do get it, but you can see our low pressure system is a pretty big one. So it is going to drop our temperatures, pulling a lot of cold Arctic air. So if we do see any type of precipitation after this front moves, that would be late Saturday into Sunday, it will be snow because of how cold our temperatures are. So let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on the warmer temperatures that we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Thursday for the afternoon highs getting into the mid to lower 50s. So it's going to be much warmer plus sunny skies. Now, overnight lows into Friday are going to be down in the low 40s to upper 30s with a southerly breeze. And then the highs for Friday, upper 50s to even possibly reaching 60 degrees in some areas. Veneta 60, Grove about 59, Joplin is about 55, 56. Further north, we're going to be in the lower 50s, and you can see that front starting to push in to those northeastern counties. Now, that's going to be pushing in late Friday night, where we could see some possible snow or rain chances, Saturday. And then the snow, if we do see anything on Sunday, not going to be a lot, less than an inch for most of us. But those temperatures are going to drop. So we're in the upper 50s by Friday, but mid to lower 20s by Monday. So it's going to be a pretty significant drop in temperatures there for at least a couple of days.
It'll be nice of this brief warm up.
Yes, it will.
Thanks. Inventors overseas are looking to fight plastic pollution by making recycled bed frames, a move aimed at keeping tons of waste from piling up in landfills. Tina Kraus has that story.
John Stell wants to revolutionize the way the world sleeps, one piece of plastic at a time.
It takes about 1 hour to make a king single.
In an Australian factory that looks a bit like a giant Lego shop, engineers are building bed frames made from 100% recycled plastic.
It's a fantastic circular economy solution. It may even be a world first.
The bed bases are made from plastic pellets, collected from everyday items like buckets, crates, and tarps. Builders say each twin-sized frame saves 16 pounds of plastic from being dumped in landfills. To check sturdiness of the sustainable design, 200-pound athletes put them to the test.
I think it's really good. It's just completely noise-free. So there's no creaking, there's nothing like that.
Each bed frame is expected to hold up for a decade before being recycled into yet another one.
Means the life cycle of this plastic and the useful life cycle of this plastic can be generations long.
And creators say more eco-friendly furniture is on the way. With millions of tons of plastic waste piling up in the world's landfills every year, bed makers say they're doing their part to help end the environmental nightmare. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
A couple of department store chains announced more closings. That story is coming up in Consumer Watch.
It seems like everything to schedule your free estimate now.
Topping today's Consumer Watch, 2 major retailers announced more store closures. First, Macy's says it's closing down 66 underperforming stores this year in more than 20 states. Meanwhile, Kohl's says it plans to close 27 stores by April. Both companies say the closures will allow them to focus efforts on the remaining locations in order to boost profits and service. Less than a week until a favorite social media platform might be disappearing from app stores in the U.S. TikTok could face a suspension in the U.S. on January 19th unless its parent company, ByteDance, divests the app. A Pittsburgh TikTok user tells us she's looking at possible TikTok alternatives.
The issues that are coming up, like how do we organize after this? Like if we have something that happens. I've seen people with the fires in LA, they've been able to get more real-time information about the fires coming down the hill that they're living on quicker than anything the government's putting out there. So I mean, it's really like a matter of safety, it's a matter of our freedom of speech, like it's much bigger than a social media app.
Many TikTok users are migrating to another Chinese-owned platform known as Red Note. It's currently the most downloaded free app on the Apple App Store. The world's largest tech show, CES, wrapped up over the weekend. Reporter Andres Gutierrez was there and takes a look at the latest in robot technology.
Good morning, Aria. Tell us about yourself.
Good morning. I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics, designed for fun and engaging interactions.
Aria is a lifelike robot that doesn't walk but does make human motions and uses AI to answer questions, a bit like Siri or Alexa. Aria, what are your hobbies?
I enjoy exploring new technologies,
but she doesn't always have an answer.
I currently don't have the correct information to answer that question.
Aria and a similar robot named Melody are the creation of Realbotics. Andrew Kegel is the CEO.
That they have this AI that has a memory and a vision, so they'll be able to recognize you, remember your prior conversations, and have a personal interaction bond with you.
Companion robots are becoming popular and often look like a cartoon character or an animal, like this dog marketed as an emotional support robot. The Japanese company behind this one is called Romi and is designed to be a friend you can have a conversation with. Bali from Samsung promises to be a personal assistant that can act as your eyes and ears at home when you're away. And robots are expected to improve thanks to a new open source platform from NVIDIA called Cosmos.
For reinforcement learning AI feedback.
How's that going to be a game changer for them?
One of the big hurdles is getting these humanoid robots to be a little more smooth. So the concept with NVIDIA is, what if we put them in a virtual simulation where they can learn how to operate in our world smoothly before actually bringing them into our world?
Those advancements could help bring down development costs. Right now, Aria sells for $150,000, a steep price for a personal robot. Andres Gutierrez,
CBS News, Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, I know. A final check of the forecast coming up next.
Captioning is brought to you.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, we're going to hear from a professor who explains why California's wildfires were a disaster decades in the making. Then on KUAM News at 6, we're going to take a look at how area drivers will use this break in winter weather to take their cars to the shop. Plus, we're going to hear from the mayor of Galena concerning the ongoing investigation into the origin of a strange odor. And we now know the 2025 schedule for the Pitt State football Gorillas. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Arby's is trying to help its customers keep their New Year's resolutions sort of kind of only in name anyway. For now, at least, the fast food chain is launching its New Year Same You menu, renaming some of its classic offerings as healthy alternatives. The small curly fries is listed as steamed vegetables. The double beef and cheddar sandwich, salad and dressing. That's what they're calling it anyway. The company says the new menu takes the pressure off of those who are held accountable by family and friends for keeping their New Year's goals while offering a cheat day.
Well, that is pretty funny.
I guess it is.
Well,
the weather.
Yeah, taking a look. We have a nice warm up over the next couple days, and we've been cold and snowy, so this will be a nice change of pace, at least ahead of the cold this weekend.
We could use a break for however long it lasts. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.